I'm Bubba.
And we're the BENchwarmers.
Yeah. You put the mic away from me when you did that.
Dude. Okay, if you guys can tell, first episode. All right, little spoofs.
Yeah, we're not too good.
Right.
We're kind of new to this.
So at first, we're gonna go through our power rankings for the college football playoffs. All right, Ben, you want to start us off?
All right.
Actually, hold on. Our host. Let our host start us off.
The Bubba Lowry.
All right, let me just say this. The SEC is better than any other conference by a mile. And I have Georgia at number 1, Alabama number 2. Number 3 is Texas Tech. Number 4 is Indiana. Number 5 is Ohio State. Ohio State sucks. Number 6 is Oklahoma. Number 7 is Miami. Number 8 is Texas A&M. Number 9 is Oregon. Number 10 is Ole Miss. They're not going to win against anybody but Tulane because they lost Lane Kiffin. Let's just be truthfully honest. And then it's Tulane and then James Madison, of course. And we'll have Ben go next.
All right, Ben, let's go.
All right. So for my power rankings, I got a controversial ranking, as they would say. I have Texas Tech at first in the AP poll. Indiana 2, Georgia 3, Oregon 4, Ohio State 5. And then I have Texas A&M at 6, Bama at 7. Then I have the Ole Miss Rebels at 8, Miami 9, Oklahoma at 10. Then it's flip-flop, really, I guess, for the bottom 2, the 11 and 12 for Tulane and Jamie.
Next, we're gonna have BJ.
Yeah, VJ. All right. So I got at my number 1, I got Ohio State. At my number 2, I got Indiana. Even though, and yes, I know that Ohio State beat Indiana, but you know.
Ohio State did not beat Indiana. Indiana beat Ohio State.
Or I mean, yeah, I know.
Challenged.
I'm mentally challenged. I know. I meant it the other way around because I put Ohio State over Indiana, even though I knew that Indiana beat Ohio State. But it was only 3 points. So I think I messed my paper up a little bit.
You go with it.
Shoot. All right. So.
You got Ohio State for 1 and 3.
I mean, where we go with this?
Hold on. Who's the one I'm missing though? That's the question. That's the question.
You missing Oklahoma? No.
Oh, I meant to put Georgia there. Georgia. I got Georgia at my number 3. And then I got Ole Miss at my number 4, which
That's horrible.
no. Okay.
Hey, it's his opinion.
It is-
okay.
We're just talking about these right now, and then we'll talk about why.
Okay.
We'll talk about why.
Okay. Go.
All right. We're supposed to be respectful here. Let's be respectful.
You're about to get us demonetized.
We're not even monetized.
I'm about to say some words.
All right. Number 5, I got Texas Tech. Number 6, I got Oklahoma. Hey, could you listen? Number 7, I got Texas A&M. Number 8, I got Alabama. As an Alabamian, yes, I got Alabama.
You're
Number
from
9.
Missouri.
You're from Missouri.
You're from Missouri.
I've lived here for 6 years. Dude, nobody's gonna watch this if you guys are doing that.
Go with your ranking.
All right, number 9 is Miami. I got number 10 Oregon, and then 11 and 12 Tulane and JMU.
All right, who do you think is going to win the college football playoff?
Hold on, he didn't.
Yeah, I didn't do mine yet.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. BB has to go.
That's for last.
then go.
All right, so
team.
I'm going to just speed through these. You know, SEC is obviously a more dominating conference. So I've got Georgia at number 1, and then I've got Texas Tech, followed by Indiana and Ohio State, and I've got Bama at the 5. Nobody really knows how Ole Miss is going to do without Lane Kiffin, but they're still a really good football team with Trinidad Chambliss, so I've got them at number 6. I've got Texas A&M at number 7, Oklahoma at 8, Oregon and Miami falling at 9 and 10, and Tulane and JMU at 11 and 12.
Okay, I have to ask y'all, who do we think is going to win it all?
Georgia.
Me personally here, I got Bama or Texas Tech. You want my reasoning?
He has a mic.
I have a microphone.
All right. So my reason here is this. You know,
It's not gonna hear you. You have to take it from him.
so.
We're gonna get 2 more mics soon. Don't worry. Walmart went out of stock.
My reason here is I think Bama is probably, in my opinion, the best team in the country. We're just inconsistent at best. And I think Texas Tech Texas Tech
I was supposed
has.
to say we because that sounds biased.
It doesn't matter. I think, and then I think Texas Tech has probably arguably the best front seven on both sides of the ball. I mean, their offensive line, their defensive line, their linebackers are out of this world, in my opinion. I mean, Jacob Rodriguez is a complete snub for the Heisman.
Who is Texas Tech's quarterback?
Doesn't really matter. And listen. Have you seen that offensive line go to work? Have you seen the offensive line go to work? Yes or no? Yes.
You're casual.
Okay. I mean,
I miss Patrick Mahomes being there.
but one thing I do have to ask, BJ, how do you have Ole Miss so high at your 4? That to me, that's out of this world.
See, my reasoning behind this, I think Ole Miss can always find a way against the great teams. See, if you look at like somebody like Alabama, if you look at my number 8, Alabama, they won a lot of games. But if you look, the only 2 playoff teams they played one of them twice and one of them once. Lost all 3 of those, or they won one by 4 points and then lost the other 2, and got smoked by Georgia in the second one.
That's a good.
That-
And then
see,
they
that's a
lost-
good take.
And then they lost to Oklahoma.
I think at the end of the day, I have Ole Miss at 8. I think that's a fair spot because their strength of schedule, in my opinion, is really not that good. The only team they really played in the regular season is, like we're saying, Georgia. And don't get me wrong, Georgia is a top 3 team, top 2 team, arguably.
They also made that game a 4-quarter game and only lost by 7 points at Georgia.
Exactly.
Yep. I mean, but what the committee values is good losses. And, the only reason Bama's in is, they won when they were supposed to, and we lost at the right time. Okay? Alabama lost to Oklahoma at the right time when they were highly ranked, so it's a good loss. We lost to Florida State. That's a terrible loss, the start of the season before we ever got going.
Also, the identity of that team is completely different from how it is now.
Yeah, and that's, I feel like the committee, they value that a little bit, but, especially losing to Georgia in the SEC championship and, that not being counted against us is big.
All right, let me say one thing. So I think the wildness of this playoff bracket is kind of crazy because at first we got Ole Miss and Tulane, which is a rematch, 45-10, up by 35 points. But also you've got teams like Oklahoma and Alabama already played once this year, and obviously the story for the end of this year for Alabama has been their injuries. So it depends on how deep Alabama can go with the amount of injuries that they're sustaining.
We're getting our guys back.
Yes, but also, those old linemen are coming back after being hurt, 2 weeks? 3? They're not 100% against a decent Oklahoma front. So, and again, we don't know how Ole Miss can perform without Lane Kiffin. We don't know if they're going to come out with a fire or if they're going to come out, kind of pity-pattering around since they lost Lane Kiffin.
All right, here's what I think. I think after Lane Kiffin gave his rose to LSU, Ole Miss is only going to be Tulane. Ole Miss is not. Trinidad Shameless has already committed to LSU. I can feel it in my bones, okay? He is committed to LSU, essentially. He's just kind of here so that he doesn't get fined.
And the thing is, what's going to be crazy is this is a big if, okay? If Alabama loses to Oklahoma in Norman, first-round college football playoff, and the Michigan job is still open, I think Kalen DeBoer leaves, straight up. He's a Midwest guy.
He could.
He's a Midwest guy. That's his spot. He knows how to coach in the Midwest.
Because obviously he's doing good at Bama, but he belongs at teams like Oregon, Michigan, Washington. He belongs in those kind of environments.
And the thing is, you don't want to be the guy after Saban. Okay, that's the point.
Oh, special guest. Special guest, cuz.
But might have to blur his face.
I think. But do we have any upsets in the college football playoff? Because, when I was doing my bracket, I have James Madison beating Oregon at Oregon.
That's crazy. But I do think Miami beats Texas A&M.
Your ever-loving mind.
I do think Miami beats Texas A&M. I'll say that. Because
That game could go both ways.
Texas A&M has not beat a good team since mid-September or whenever they beat Notre Dame. They have not beat a good team since they beat Notre Dame by a singular point. And Notre Dame's not even that good. Don't get me started on that.
Don't even get me started about my national championship. I have Ole Miss versus Bama.
You are the most.
I think right now.
Sorry, put a beep on it.
Hey, this
We're family
is
friendly.
supposed to be family friendly, and we are going to be.
I
doing
think,
that.
but here's my thing.
Once they're on the job, give them a break.
He is supposed to be the host.
I
Cut the body cam. Cut the break.
I do think this.
They're gonna think I said the N-word.
I do
He
think
didn't say,
I do think
anything like that.
I do think, Ole Miss is getting hot at the right time. Like I said, they have good losses. I mean, their only loss is to Georgia. Yeah, and that's a good loss. I think. At the same time, I think they're playing the right ball at the right time. I think, Trinidad is locked in over there with them Rebels. I just don't see them losing to someone like, I think when they play Georgia again, they have a chance to beat them.
I don't know. I say if there's an upset, it will probably be Miami over Texas
Miami
A&M.
and Texas A&M.
And I think that will happen. Honestly, personally, I think Miami they won't be
Could be
Ohio
game of
State,
the year.
but I think that'll be an amazing game. I think it might be like a double overtime upset.
I mean that's if you love offense, freaking sign me up for that game. Buy me a ticket, or even something like Alabama versus like Indiana. I think that would be probably a pretty good game there. Game of the year.
Indiana is not going to win a single playoff game.
Whoa!
Indiana will not win a single playoff game. Oklahoma and Alabama can both beat them. My only thing is, listen to me. If Alabama and Oklahoma beat each other up the whole game, then Indiana has a chance. But if both teams are healthy, they're going to beat Indiana. Indiana has 3 stars. Tim Keenan is going to pick up their 260-pound, 5'11" center over there at Indiana and throw him into Fernando Mendoza, who hasn't played a good front all year long. No, Ohio State's front is not good.
Give him That's the only problem. Alabama and Oklahoma is probably going to be the most physical football game
Exactly.
out of the entire playoff, all the way to the Natty.
year.
Unless it's up to Georgia and Bama again in the playoffs, or Ohio State and Georgia, that's going to be the most toughest, grittiest matchup of the year.
See, I was gonna say the exact same thing because you said if Alabama and Oklahoma, the only way that Indiana might win is if they beat each other up the whole game. But the whole thing with Oklahoma and Alabama is the fact that they are amazing football teams if they're physical, and if they're not physical, their whole momentum is screwed up. And so if they don't play physical in their game against each other, then they're not going to have good momentum going into Indiana's game, and they're going to get
I think.
But if they play physical against each other, then whoever wins that, I think, will have the momentum to beat Indiana.
I really think this. Notre Dame should never have been in playoff contention. Okay? I think they need to join a conference. Okay, listen, they need to be penalized for being independent. Just because they have an at-large bid, they're not in a conference.
They're
Listen,
kind of being penalized by not being in the playoffs.
Well, they shouldn't be in
I
there.
don't think they should have been in anyway.
They shouldn't be in.
But
They need to be in a conference, but they never will be. They try to big boy everyone, but at the end of the day, their strength of schedule sucks. Just because they have a good record doesn't mean you should be in the playoff.
Yeah, that's just – it was horrible that they ever had Notre Dame. They made the right decision at the end of the day, but the fact that they led Notre Dame on for 4 weeks thinking they were in the playoff and then just shafted them just doesn't make any –
I'm trying to take one of it.
Oh, okay. Also, I think Texas Tech is they're a good football team. I have them ranked at 3, but I do think that they'll drop a game pretty early. I think they're the 3rd best team right now, but I need to see this quarterback against somebody that is not Tarleton State.
yeah.
That's what I need to see. Because another thing is, Miami could easily lose by 40 if Sid the Sloth / Carson Beck decides to throw 4 picks like he does every once in a while.
Yeah.
So it really just depends on how Carson Beck plays.
Yeah. And back to the Notre Dame discussion. See, I I agree with like the strength of schedule thing and leading them on to the playoffs. I think Notre Dame last year is the only reason Notre Dame even had a chance because it's like the Florida State
It's
from
the
2
same
years
thing
ago.
as like the Penn State Clemson
Yeah,
conversation.
and then like also the like the Florida State from 2 years ago. They did go 13-0 and they did great. But then Jordan Travis got hurt and they still thought that they had a chance. But once Jordan Travis got hurt, they knew like they should have known that they had a bad strength of schedule. They were a decent team, not a playoff team. And then they were like, "Whoa, why are we not in the playoffs?" But like, I mean, it's kind of obvious.
Before Jordan Travis got hurt, they were down 2 touchdowns to North Alabama. That tells you all you need to know about that Florida State team. And then they walked into their bowl game and lost by 60 points.
To Georgia. You should have been in.
Georgia also should have been in the playoff that year, but that's not the point.
Change the subject here, but Heisman winner out of Jeremiah Love, Julian Sand, Fernando Mendoza, and Diego Pavia.
The fact that Jacob Rodriguez is not there is a crime to America.
In my opinion, Jacob Rodriguez should be.
Jacob Rodriguez should win it.
Yeah, he should win it. In my thing,
It's the same conversation as the Ashton Jeanty conversation from last year.
GNT should have won it.
Genty should have won it too.
Yeah, he got snubbed.
It goes to the most popular player. It needs to not. It's not a quarterback award. It needs to be the most valuable player in the country.
It's literally become like, oh, you're the most popular quarterback. Let me give you the Heisman right now. Like,
Because it's not even like a definite person as of right now. If it's definite, it's between Pavia and Mendoza. And
I agree.
Mendoza, it's not even because of how he plays. Between Pavia and Mendoza, it's because they've both taken terrible programs for football and flipped them around to being a playoff caliber team. Even though Vanderbilt's not in playoffs, they still had a chance, which compared to Vanderbilt in the past is obviously a step up.
And I think, like we've been saying, should be the most valuable player. It's like, I think you kick Julian Sand out of the conversation, put Jacob Rodriguez in there, because here's the thing. You take, like, a great opinion, what I like to take is, if you take Mendoza away from Indiana, is Indiana any good? Like Pavia away from Vandy, especially Vandy. They're nothing.
They're going 2-10.
You take Jeremiah Love away from Notre Dame, name their quarterback. Name Notre Dame's quarterback, please.
Yeah, see, it's the same. Like, it's the same. Like, it should be most valuable player. Like, the team. If the team would not be performing the same without that player, then that means that they are the most valuable player, and whoever is the most valuable player on their team is the most valuable player in the country. And so, and like, bro, Jacob Rodriguez. Texas Tech, like I agree with like the best up front with Texas Tech. Like they are great up front. But if they didn't have Jacob Rodriguez, they would not be in the playoffs. They would not be in the playoffs.
I agree. But here's my thing. I have Texas Tech at 1 because I think Jacob Rodriguez has impacted them so much, and because their defense is so physical, they play a physical brand of football. Now arguably they might be one of the most one-dimensional teams in the country. But
with that mustache.
But I think the stash and the way the defense flies around and how, the offensive line gets after it. I think Bubba just had an accident.
Let me see the microphone. Probably the most heated argument that we could have in this entire show. For Alabama, Ty Simpson is not the best quarterback in the SEC.
I agree.
But he's the most clutch quarterback in the SEC. Simpson, you could use Ty Simpson anytime that you need a quarterback in that situation. But he is not the best quarterback in the SEC.
I think the argument of him being the most clutch quarterback in the SEC only came from the fact that he's had to be a clutch quarterback.
Exactly.
Because his team has not allowed him to just perform. And so in the non-intense moments where they're maybe up by 2 touchdowns or they know they're going to lose, he just shuts down. But then when it gets
You're
clutch,
a Mississippi State fan.
When it gets clutch,
you're a Bama fan. That's why it's biased.
I never said Blake Shapen's better than Ty Simpson.
Because that'd be wrong.
Yes, it would be wrong. But
Gunnar Stockton's better than Ty Simpson.
Wrong.
He is just a clutch quarterback.
I'm
But
not even a Georgia fan.
He takes advantage of all the situations other than, like, he takes for granted the other situations besides clutch situations. He just turns on a switch whenever it becomes clutch. But he just kind of sits back and relaxes whenever it's not.
Let me just say this. There is not a single other one-dimensional team in the playoff. besides Tulane and James Madison, which I don't even know. There's not another one-dimensional team in the playoff, and there's a reason for that. Because Ty Simpson is the best quarterback in the nation. Not in the Big Ten, not in the SEC. He is the best quarterback in the nation.
No.
He is. Look, he's running for his life because we have tight ends injured, because we have guards injured, because we have centers injured. 56 couldn't block a single. I could get in the backfield with 56 at center, dude. It was horrible.
Ashton Daniels outpassed him in the Iron Bowl by almost 150 yards.
It's the Iron Bowl. You can't take rivalry games seriously. It's a rivalry game. You can't do that.
But you can't blame 150 yards on an O-line. Like that, the passing yards of 150 is different. Like
150 is on
that was the only game that we ran the ball successfully was Auburn. So that's why Ty Simpson didn't have as many yards because we haven't been able to run the ball all year.
90 rushing yards.
And we were
roughly.
And we decided to run the ball that game because we could.
We
did.
Here's the thing. You're saying Alabama is the only one-dimensional team in the playoff? I think there's
okay. Are we counting Georgia as a one-dimensional rushing team? Because the thing is, nobody's made them throw the ball. It's not that they're one-dimensional rushing it. There's just been nobody.
They had to pass the ball against Ole Miss, and they showed us. Freaking Stockton went off. He had 400 yards of total offense.
He also had all day to throw the ball, which I mean, yeah, that's not like I'm not dissing him for having a.
And here's another thing.
Hey, Jackson Arnold.
I bet you wish that you had a good offensive line.
Here's my thing.
At Alabama.
I think Oklahoma loses to Bama round one. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way because
Bama beats Oklahoma.
Yes, Bama beats Oklahoma.
It could go both ways. I still believe. Okay, yeah, we'll move into our game day pick'ems now. We'll move into our game day pick'ems. So first off, we got Alabama, Oklahoma. Like we already said, it's going to be the most physical game of the year. I still have Alabama just because, like we said, Ty Simpson is the most clutch quarterback in clutch situations, but I don't think that'll be able to carry him all the way through playoffs to the Natty. I don't think.
The only more physical game that could happen besides that would either be an Alabama and Georgia, or if Texas Tech and Georgia meet, that will be the most physical.
And
because they have the best front six and the most physical, that would be wild.
I got Bama. I got Bama.
That'd have to be probably a Natty game.
See, I think I got Oklahoma. It's different than all those other three, but I think I do think it could go either way. I think Alabama just has not. They
run out of gas.
Most teams are supposed to. They start the season kind of slow, and Alabama did, and then they started building their way up. But then they've just started dropping. They've just dropped and dropped.
I think no matter what, I think Alabama, beats Oklahoma. Also, hot take here. Oregon versus JMU. Put Oregon on upset alert. I think JMU, group of 5 team, walks into Autzen Stadium, beats Oregon on a last-second field goal. I have JMU over Oregon.
I'm taking Oregon.
See,
Oregon.
I have Oregon, but it's not like he's not the only person saying that JMU will walk in and smoke Oregon. He's not the only person saying that, but I still just don't think that you can take a program like Oregon that has had a lot of success in these past few years, go against a team like JMU. It's the same situation as TCU going all the way to the Natty last year. Or not last year.
That was not last year.
Yeah, not last year. A few years ago and playing Georgia in the
losing by 80.
Yeah, and losing by 80. I think JMU's not making the Natty because they're not making it past.
Yeah, they're not.
They're not making it past a lot of these teams, but it's
okay. Tulane, Ole Miss. I got Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Give me the Rebels hotty totty.
Thank you.
I got
okay. I was about to crash.
Now, arguably, this is game of the year.
This
in A&M versus Miami. Who do we got here? I have in a close one, like BJ said earlier. Give me 3 overtimes. A&M
3 overtimes.
3 overtimes. College football playoff, baby.
I think this is Miami's. I think Miami will walk in and beat them by 2 touchdowns and then fall apart against Ohio State. That's what I think's gonna happen.
I got Miami, Texas A&M. I got 31-28 double overtime, and I say Miami comes out with the dub. Hurricanes are going to sweep over those A&Ms. I swear.
It's over the Aggies.
I don't like Aggies. I'd rather A&Ms. Personally.
You're their athletic director.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I should be.
So you have Miami. You have
A&M.
you got
It's because I'm salty for Jackson.
This is going to be a good one. Both of these teams have really good offenses. I feel like this whole time we've kind of been on the topic of offenses. We haven't really been talking about any of the defenses. And that was one thing I was going back to on the Bama-Oklahoma game. If you look back at the SEC championship, Bama's defense fell apart. And it's not even just because of injuries. They fell apart. Yeah. So if we come back to the Miami-Texas A&M game, it's going to be a high-scoring game. High-scoring game. Because the Aggies have a decent defense. The Hurricanes have a decent defense. But both of these offenses are top in the nation. You know? So I think
Alabama's combobulator it was broken. I think we'll get it fixed this week.
Yeah, they'll get it fixed.
We were it looked really bad. The coaching was bad. Our players played bad. It wasn't great.
Kirby Smart was a step ahead the whole game. It was a step ahead.
I don't know why Ryan Grubb did not take a book out of Mike Bobo and just throw that wide receiver screen. We should have
because you got the problem. Like Isaiah Horton has been performing amazing this year. Ryan Williams has been dropping passes like flies.
People were getting mad that by the way, that was our fourth string running back that went the wrong way.
Yeah.
But let me just say this. Ryan Grubb ran the ball with our fourth string running back and 2 hurt offensive linemen. And we couldn't run it with all of our offensive linemen and Jim Miller. So why are we running it with our fourth string running back and 2 interior linemen that are hurt?
That's a fair argument. It's a fair argument.
Ryan Grubbs needs to kick rocks. Lane Kiffin for offensive coordinator at Alabama.
He'll come back after the LSU job.
I hope.
Watch this right now. Give Lane Kiffin 4 to maybe 5 years at LSU. He'll complete the circle and he'll come back to Bama. Bama. He will be the head coach at Bama. He'll win about 2 to 3 natties, and he'll either go to the NFL or he'll retire. That'll be Lane Kiffin's legacy. But back for the Pick-ems for Texas A&M and Miami. I got the Aggies. I mean, the only serious team they've lost to this year is an SEC team.
What's their best win?
Which was Texas. Not for the best win. They lost to Texas on a rivalry week in Texas. So you can make the argument that they can't play well against SEC teams, but Miami's not an SEC team. That's the problem that comes into play.
What I like to look at is if you look at week 11, South Carolina versus A&M, how A&M went down 31-0 at half. Going to half.
That's my thing, is that if they do that, you cannot do that against even JMU or Tulane, and you would still
especially
lose.
in the playoff.
But the thing what that also shows me is that they can go down by 1 to 2 touchdowns versus
come back.
a really good team and bring it back. But also, I think that was equally as good as they played in the second half. South Carolina also threw the game. They needed help from South Carolina to win that, and they got all their help. They didn't score in the second half.
Last question here. Who is going to be in the natty? My natty is Ole Miss versus Bama. I think Trinidad and them Rebels figure out a way to win some scrappy games without Lane Kiffin, with Pete Golden at the helm. Give me Trinidad going to the natty and losing to Bama.
They have to walk into Georgia right after playing Tulane, and they have to play the Dogs.
Yeah.
After being in the SEC, after showing that they can clear any SEC team by the SEC championship. I mean, I don't have it written down, but I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be. It's probably gonna be between. I'm gonna say Texas Tech and Georgia. Georgia and Texas Tech would be a good natty.
That would be a great natty. Yeah, I don't have it written down either. Give me. I really think it could go many different ways. I'm gonna say, give me Texas Tech and Ohio State, and I'm getting some Texas Tech win in there. They couldn't win with Patrick Mahomes, but they're gonna win now.
Okay, so I'm gonna change this on the fly right here. Okay, obviously I think Alabama gets in the natty. Call me bias, whatever you want. If they're on it, they're on it. They can beat anybody if they're on it. And let me say this. Since I'm saying Alabama's going to be on it. They're one of the best teams in the nation. On the contrary, Miami is the exact same way.
Oh.
So I think it's going to be Alabama-Miami, and I think Sid the Sloth locks in for his 15th year of college at the ripe age of 48 years old for the Miami Hurricanes, and Alabama beats the Miami Hurricanes by 2 touchdowns. Yes.
Carson Beck.
with the reuniting, playing against Alabama.
Dude, Carson Beck is
Wow.
going to be the biggest Alabama hater for the rest of his life.
Wow, that could be the biggest game of Carson Beck's life, probably. But who knows if they'll end up playing? I feel like we're forgetting something.
Nah, I think we're good.
Is there any?
I think this was a good talk.
I mean, hey, we got a good playoff bracket coming up.
Yep.
This
This
next
is
week.
going to be a great couple weeks.
We got a great. Y'all cook the popcorn. It's going to be a good week of college football next week.
One final thing.
Have you ever had a dream that you could do so?
Well, that's been Bubba and the
BENchwarmers.